In this vast and unpredictable journey we call life, each of us must eventually face a pivotal choice. Will we brave the storms outside, or will we turn inward and search for peace within ourselves? When the world seems to press down from every direction, when chaos roars and nothing feels certain, how do we stand tall? How do we stay grounded, unshaken, in the midst of fear and pressure? Picture this. You're suddenly hit with one of life's cruelest blows, the unexpected loss of a loved one, not due to a long illness or the natural passing of age, but a sudden tragic accident. It strikes like lightning from a clear sky, catching you completely off guard. While you're still trying to grasp this painful new reality, another shock follows. Betrayal. A friend you trusted deeply, someone you shared your thoughts and secrets with, turns their back on you. Two losses, back to back. Grief and betrayal. It's as if the ground beneath you collapses, and you're left wondering, how do I keep going from here? These are the moments that test everything. Your strength, your beliefs, your ability to carry on. But it is precisely in these moments that Stoic philosophy reveals its power. Like a quiet flame in the darkness, it offers a light. A gentle reminder that while we cannot control everything that happens to us, we can choose how we respond. We can learn to accept what we cannot change, have the courage to change what we can, and develop the wisdom to recognize the difference. One path toward that strength is through awareness, becoming mindful of the kinds of conversations we engage in. Some topics, while tempting, can disturb our peace, stir up ego, or pull us further away from clarity. That's why today we begin with a practical reflection. The 10 things we should avoid discussing if we want to cultivate inner peace and advance steadily on the path to serenity and true freedom of the soul. So come along with me. Let's walk this journey together and explore the deep wisdom behind each of these topics. How avoiding them can strengthen not just your mind, but the very core of your being, helping you build a life of calm and inner balance, no matter how turbulent the world outside may be. But first, I have a small challenge for you. Watch until the end. Stay present with every idea, every lesson, because each one is like a key that unlocks a deeper wisdom within you. Let's begin. Number 1. Don't talk about your challenges. Life brings us trials, sometimes small and daily, other times large and soul-shaking. They can make us feel isolated, vulnerable, even abandoned by fate. But the Stoics teach us a profound truth. We don't need to always speak about our struggles to overcome them. Imagine facing a fierce storm. What gives you more strength? Shouting against the wind or quietly anchoring yourself so you don't get swept away? True strength lies not in broadcasting every difficulty we face, but in enduring it with patience, clarity, and inner resolve. When we speak too often about our hardships, we may unintentionally make them feel larger, more consuming. Instead, let your strength be known through your quiet perseverance, through calm, determined action. Every challenge is not just an obstacle. It's a forge, shaping you into someone stronger, more resilient, more awake. Silence in adversity isn't weakness. It's a bold expression of your inner power. It shows the world, and more importantly yourself, that you are not a victim of your circumstances, but a student of them. So the next time life throws something heavy your way, meet it not with complaint, but with a calm mind and steady heart. Rise through action, not through words. In that silence, you become unshakable. Number 2. Don't reveal your secrets. Sometimes the most painful wounds don't come from enemies. They come from those we thought were friends. Trust, once broken, can leave deep scars. That's why the Stoics urge us to be cautious, not paranoid, but wise. To know faces is easy. To know hearts is much harder. Even with those closest to us, some things are better kept sacred. Your secrets are a part of you, a personal space that deserves protection. They are not meant to be offered up casually in moments of weakness or misplaced trust. Holding your silence isn't about being cold or distant. It's about self-respect. It's about understanding that your inner world doesn't need to be laid bare for every passerby. But of course not every secret must be kept forever. The wisdom lies in knowing when to share. And with whom. When done wisely, revealing something private can deepen connection, build understanding, and create healing. So don't speak out of impulse, pause. Choose your words, your moment, and your audience with care. And if someone betrays that trust, Stoicism teaches us once again to respond not with outrage, but with perspective. To observe without overreacting. To learn from the wound, not live in it. Keeping and sharing secrets is an art. One that reveals your maturity, your self-mastery, and your deep understanding of human nature. Number 3. Don't talk about your achievements. Humility is one of the most powerful expressions of strength, and within Stoic teachings it holds a sacred place. Let me tell you the story of Liam, a humble gardener. Every morning, as the first light of dawn touched the earth, Liam rose and went to work. His land had once been dry, lifeless, forgotten. But over the years, through quiet effort and love, he turned it into a living masterpiece, a lush garden bursting with color, fragrance, and harmony. Liam never spoke of how hard he worked, how many nights he stayed up protecting his plants from cold winds or pests. He didn't boast about the harvest or the compliments he received. He simply smiled as he watched each flower bloom and each fruit ripen under the sun. His joy came not from praise, but from the process, from the peace of doing something meaningful and doing it well. In this story lies a deeper truth. When you keep your accomplishments to yourself, they become more than trophies. They become quiet testaments to your integrity, your focus, your growth. Speak less, do more. Let your actions reveal who you are. When you learn to cherish the journey rather than constantly announce the destination, you unlock a deeper happiness, one that's not dependent on external applause, but rooted in quiet self-worth. And so, with those first 3 reflections behind us, we begin to see a new pattern of strength forming, one that grows not from what is said, but from what is silently practiced. We've just reflected on the importance of humility, of keeping our achievements quiet, letting our actions, not our words, tell the story. Now, we move even deeper into the Stoic path of inner strength and self-mastery. Number 4, don't talk about your next steps. Have you ever watched a chess master at work? Each move is deliberate, calm, and quiet. The player doesn't announce their strategy. They don't explain their next step. Instead, they let their silence speak, a silence filled with thought, discipline, and purpose. That's not just a game. It's a profound metaphor for life. In the game of chess, the quiet movement of a single piece can change the course of the battle. Silence in that space is not weakness. It's wisdom. It's the hidden power behind every decision. Likewise, in our daily lives, revealing our plans too early can invite distraction, comparison, or even interference. The Stoics teach us to hold our intentions close, not because we're afraid, but because we value clarity and concentration. When we speak too soon about what we intend to do, we risk weakening our motivation, shifting our focus from action to appearance. By staying silent about our next move, we protect our energy. We shield ourselves from outside noise, from premature praise, discouragement, or unnecessary opinions. That silence becomes a sacred space, where we can nurture our goals and refine our vision without external pressure. It's not secrecy. It's sovereignty, over your time, your direction, and your emotional state. In that silence, there's power. In that privacy, there's freedom. So next time you're working on something important, a dream, a plan, a change, try keeping it to yourself. Let your progress unfold quietly, letting the results speak for themselves. Number 5, don't talk about others. In today's hyper-connected world, everyone seems to be talking about someone else. Who did what? Who said what? Who hurt whom? These stories fly faster than the wind. But what if you were the one being talked about? You probably wouldn't feel pleased. So why do we assume it's harmless when we gossip about others? The Stoic. Response is clear. Don't. First, because words have power. Not every word is worth speaking, and not every opinion needs to be shared. Speaking carelessly about others not only pollutes the conversation, but also reflects our own lack of self-awareness. Stoicism calls us to restraint, to speak with intention and integrity. Second, because you have more important things to focus on. Rather than spending time worrying about who's doing what, turn inward. Work on what you can control. Your thoughts, your habits, your growth. Why waste energy on what's outside your influence? Third, because a peaceful life begins with a peaceful mind. When we refuse to fuel gossip, we help create a more respectful, compassionate environment, one where understanding replaces judgment and empathy takes the place of blame. And finally, because every person is fighting battles we may not see. Not speaking ill of others is also an act of grace, a choice to see the humanity in those around us. It doesn't mean we approve of every action, but that we choose kindness over condemnation. So let's step back. Let others speak as they wish. But for ourselves, let's build a life rooted in wisdom, where our words uplift rather than tear down, where we mind our own garden and tend it well. Now take a moment. You've made it halfway through this journey. You've committed to reflection, to growth, and to living with intention. That deserves recognition, not in the form of applause, but in your own quiet pride. If you've come this far, comment, "I have come halfway through the journey to becoming a true Stoic." Let it be a small but powerful reminder. You're not just listening, you're transforming. Number 6, don't talk about your good deeds. Imagine a single candle glowing softly in a dark room. Its light doesn't shout. It doesn't seek attention. It simply exists. Steady, warm, illuminating everything nearby. That is the image of quiet goodness. In a world where kindness is often posted, filmed, or exaggerated, true acts of compassion are becoming rare. But within Stoic philosophy, we're reminded that doing good is not about recognition. It's about character. Let's meet Jack, a man who quietly lives out this teaching. Jack volunteers at a community center, offering food to the homeless and support to the struggling. He doesn't post about it. He doesn't wait for gratitude. He simply does it because it's right. One freezing winter day, Jack found a young man shivering on the sidewalk. Instead of walking past or handing over a few coins, he brought the man inside a cafe, bought him a warm meal, and sat with him, listening, not judging. Jack never told anyone. Why? Because the act was its own reward. Goodness, when performed without fanfare, becomes a reflection of our highest self. Like the candle, it glows, quietly, humbly, and powerfully. So don't announce your good deeds. Just do them. Let your kindness ripple outward without needing to make a splash. That is the Stoic way, a way of silent nobility, a life of depth. Number 7, don't talk about your future plans. It seems natural, doesn't it? You set a goal and you want to tell someone. You imagine their support, their encouragement. You think it will make the journey easier. But science and Stoicism suggest the opposite. In fact, studies as far back as 1933, including those by psychologist W. Mahler, have shown that when people announce their plans publicly and receive validation, they often feel as if they've already succeeded. Even if no real action has been taken, that premature sense of accomplishment can sap motivation and lead to complacency. When you keep your goals private, you stay grounded. You stay focused on what matters most, the present moment, and the daily effort it demands. Because let's face it, the future is unwritten, and every day you speak about what will happen, you lose energy that could have been spent making it happen. So instead of talking about where you're going, just go. Move with purpose. Let each small step be intentional. Let your future unfold not through announcements but through action. As Stoics teach, live in the present. Guard your plans with care. And remember, a tree grows best not when it's constantly pulled out to check its roots, but when it's left quietly to take hold in the soil. Now, as we move forward, the next truths we uncover will take us even closer to mastering the art of silence, presence, and purpose. Are you ready to continue walking this path? Number 8. Don't speak of your weaknesses. At some point you may have asked yourself, should I share my weaknesses with others? The honest answer, and the Stoic one, is no. And the reason is simple. Not everyone will handle your vulnerability with care. Even those who love us and whom we love may, whether knowingly or not, use our weaknesses against us. That's why it's crucial to distinguish between two very different things, flaws and weaknesses. A flaw is a behavioral or character shortcoming, something we can see and work on. Owning up to our flaws can be a healthy step toward self-growth. But weaknesses are more delicate. They are the softest parts of us, the cracks where our emotions get stirred and where we're most easily shaken. Revealing them too openly puts us at risk, not just of judgment, but of being hurt in ways that cut deep. Think of this. Have you ever been angry at someone simply because they did something right? Likely not. Anger often rises from a sense of injustice, unfairness, or personal hurt. Now imagine someone knowing exactly what triggers your pain. Even without ill intent, this knowledge can be misused, creating a cycle of tension, emotional injury, and distrust. That's why Stoicism teaches us to overcome our weaknesses in silence. To do so is not a denial of them. It's a sign of strength, self-respect, and wisdom. When we protect those tender places from the world's gaze, we gain space to quietly heal and transform them. So rather than broadcasting what makes you vulnerable, hold it close, face it, work through it, and rise above it, not through exposure but through quiet triumph. Number 9. Don't talk about your deepest dreams. There's something sacred about a dream, especially the kind that springs from the core of your being. Maybe it's writing a book, starting a new chapter in life, or building something beautiful and meaningful. Whatever it is, that dream holds power. But here's the thing. Speaking too soon about a dream can weaken it. Imagine nurturing a fragile seed. Would you plant it, then keep digging it up to show others? No, you'd protect it. Give it time, warmth, and quiet space to grow. In the same way, keeping your deepest dreams to yourself shields them from outside doubt, criticism, or even misplaced encouragement that might shift your focus. When we speak of a dream too early, it creates pressure, eyes watching, voices weighing in. Instead of nurturing from within, we start performing for approval. Stoic philosophy encourages us to develop inner independence, the kind that fuels perseverance. Keeping your dreams secret isn't hiding from the world, it's building strength. In silence, trusting that your vision will grow clearer and stronger with time. By not seeking instant recognition or validation, you create a quiet sanctuary where your dream can evolve, not hurried, not judged, but fully alive within you. It becomes yours, not shaped by expectation but by purpose and love. Number 10. Don't talk about your moments of solitude. Solitude for many is seen as loneliness. But for the Stoic, solitude is sacred. It's where the deepest transformation takes place, like away from the noise, away from distractions, and into the presence of one's truest self. When we're alone, we hear things we often miss. The whisper of intuition, the steady beat of resilience, the quiet acceptance of who we really are. In solitude, there are no masks to wear, no roles to play, just an honest confrontation with the self. This silence teaches us to stand alone, not in isolation but in freedom. We begin to realize that happiness does not come from validation, applause, or sympathy, but from within. We develop a sanctuary inside, where peace, strength, and clarity coexist. Yes, solitude can be hard, but it is also beautiful. It is a teacher that urges us to let go of dependence on others' opinions, and instead nurture our own voice, values, and vision. By not talking about our moments of solitude, we honor them. We let them be what they are meant to be: quiet sanctuaries of growth, healing, and discovery. And in those moments, we become stronger, not just emotionally, but spiritually. We develop the kind of unshakable calm that the Stoics revered, where even the greatest storms cannot disturb the stillness within. Now that we've walked through all 10 Stoic lessons on silence, we can begin to see a powerful pattern emerge. These aren't just rules for holding your tongue. They are keys to unlocking a peaceful mind, a purposeful life, and a resilient spirit. When we avoid unnecessary conversations about challenges, plans, achievements, weaknesses, or dreams, we create space. Space for wisdom to grow. Space for true strength to rise. As you continue this journey of inner mastery, we invite you to reflect. Which of these habits spoke to you most? How might your life feel different if you embraced more silence, more intention? Please share your thoughts in the comments. Your reflections are not just appreciated, they help us all grow together. If you found value in this message, don't forget to like and share it with others who may need this wisdom today. And most importantly, if you haven't yet, hit subscribe and tap the notification bell so you won't miss future lessons where we continue applying Stoic philosophy to everyday life. Thank you for being part of this meaningful journey. Live with depth, act with discipline, and always strive for a life of quiet strength and inner peace. We'll see you in the next video.